Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video. This week I have a figured maple bow blank that I picked up at my local rockler. It's 3.5 by 9 and it is graded a AAA, so it should have a lot of figure, or at least I hope so. Using a faceplate to mount it on the lathe. And I got a new piece of safety equipment. I got the Ear Shield Pro. Really like it so far. Not sponsored. As usual, we get it up to speed, and I'm gonna take some light passes to get it in balance. Using a Carter & Son bowl gouge here. And all the tools and products I use will be listed in the video description if you want to check them out. So after it's in balance that way, I turn the tool rest around and start working on the bottom. Again, just taking light passes at first. Now with the skew chisel to start the foot area and the mortise. A little bit heavier cuts there as I'm trying to take off a lot of material to round over the corner. Took away the tailstock so I can finish the foot without anything in the way. Making a clean cut there with the skew chisel, and now starting on the side. Now these cuts here, I don't really care that much if they're, super clean. I'm just trying to take off a lot of material. Taking some lighter passes here as I finish softening the curve. And that was a newly sharpened bowl gouge. As you can see, that's the coming off of the bowl, very light shavings. Using the skew chisel to define the lip there of the rim. Starting with 120 to sand. At this point, I was really looking at the outside of the bowl. Obviously, I haven't done the inside, but there is some figure there. One side had a lot of figure and one didn't. And so I had to change gears. I decided not to do what I originally had intended to do to the outside of this bowl. So keep watching and see what I actually do with the outside of the bowl. Hint, hint, I do not leave it natural. But I promise it looks good. So reverse mounted on the lathe here. Taking some light passes to get it in balance as much as possible. The tailstock is not pulled up, so just being careful not to put too much pressure on. Don't want it to fly off the lathe. And so it's not that it's ever happened to me, but it has happened to me. So I learned the hard way. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, thank you. If you're new here, welcome. I upload a new video every week. So if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it can really help me out. And don't forget to hit the like button. I really appreciate the support. And for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, I still have not decided on the next bet with my brother. And if you're watching, Joe, let me know what you want to bet. Do you want to bet $100 or something different? If I win, you have to come visit. And for those of you who don't know, we live I live in Maine and he lives in Florida. So it's not a weekend drive for a visit anyway. $120 grit for the inside of the bowl. And for the outside and the inside, I didn't mention, but I did sand from 120 to 400. 120 to 400. Watching that figure pop with the denatured alcohol. What I'm doing here is putting some painter's tape on to cover up the rim. I'm going to leave the rim natural. And going to seal the inside of the bowl. And I know some people at this point are probably yelling at their screens, their laptop, their computer, their TV, their phone. How could you put black dye on that figure? Well, as I said, it wasn't as figured as I thought a AAA would be. So I changed gears and going to be embellishing the outside in a different way. Keep watching. It will get better. It'll get worse before it gets better. But it will get better. You'll see where I'm going with it soon. So I'm using a balloon and some acrylic paint. This first set of paints is from Joe Sonia. It's iridescent paints. And what the balloon does is really give it a textured effect. And using some cling wrap as well, that can give it texture as well. I'm experimenting with some colors and how they go together. And it looks like really a mess right now, I know that. And it still looks like a big old mess. But what I can promise you is it's going to look better. I'm layering on paints here, different colored and different kinds of paint. And if you watch this cling wrap, it acts as sort of an eraser. So I'm getting some of the layers of paint off, but not all, which is exactly what I want to do. You can see some of the black through there where you couldn't a few seconds ago. If you watch the amount of paint come off of the cling wrap, you'll see. It also allows you to move the paint around or blend it. A little bit of silver, a little bit of yellow, and some more blue. And some more iridescent. And another iridescent, and then some cling wrap. Once again, it still looks like a mess, I know it does, but it will come together. I have found with things like this that it's important to experiment. It's important to not stop or sand it all off when it looks horrible, because it can look horrible and then look a lot better if you keep trying. Using the Axe abrasive sanding paste on the inside of the bowl. I do have a coupon code for Axe in the video description. You can get 15% off your order. It is a wonderful, wonderful product. It's made in the USA. Right here on the East Coast in good old PA. And they recently launched some small kits as well. So if you don't do a lot of turning, they do have smaller kits than the one I showed. And the polishing paste really brings everything together. Time to take off the tape. This is the next day. So just putting on some of the Axe abrasive paste here and then following up with the polishing paste on the rim because it's been covered in paint. I mean in tape, I should say. And that really brings it all together. I still have sanding on the foot to do and putting my logo. But I'll show you some beauty shots here in a minute. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you didn't know, I have Instagram and Facebook. Check me out on there. Give me a follow. I post some updates on there more often than I do here on YouTube. So until next week, peace out.